Do you want to create a new Blazor Server application and authenticate it using Azure AD? What sounds simple cost me about a whole day to figure out, and in this video I will show you how I made it work. First of all, in Visual Studio 2022 we create a new Blazor Server app. Enter a project name, choose its location and press Next. Use the latest .NET version and, most importantly, choose Microsoft Identity Platform as the authentication type and create the project. After Visual Studio created the project, it opens the required components dialog and lets us know that it wants to install the MS Identity tool. We click Next. On the next screen, we need to choose the app registration within Azure AD. We first select between all the available tenants we can access with our logged-in Microsoft account. Please note that I'm not going to tell you how to set up an Azure AD tenant in this video. For the tutorial, I assume that you already have an Azure AD tenant set up and at least one user that we can use throughout this tutorial. I don't want to use one of the existing app registrations, but create a new one instead. We select the tenant we want to use and click on Create New. We enter a display name and press Register. After a few seconds, we select the newly created app registration in the table and click Next. We can now add Microsoft Graph permissions or add permissions to additional APIs. For this basic example, where we only want to authenticate the user, we don't need to add any of those and click Next. Another note here, this way of setting up a new app registration will allow all Microsoft accounts to sign into your application. If you want to restrict the accounts to your organization, you have to change the settings within the Azure portal after the fact. Or you create your app registration directly inside the Azure portal first. Doing so will allow you to restrict users to within your organization. I'm not going to show you how to do it in the Azure portal within this video. Let me know in the comments if you want me to create a video where I explain setting up app registrations using the Azure portal in more detail. And please keep in mind the focus of this tutorial is to make it work from a developer's perspective. For putting an app into production, please work with professionals and educate yourself on the topic. The summary shows us that it will change the project by adding additional code, installing NuGet packages, and updating Azure AD to make our app registration work with our Blazor Server application. We press Finish and wait for Visual Studio to process the changes. We can now build and run the Blazor Server app. We get instantly redirected to the Microsoft login page where we need to authenticate with a user. When logging in a user for the first time, we need to accept permissions. And there we are in our Blazor Server application. It mostly uses the default Blazor Server app template that we know from other videos on my channel. The only difference here is that by choosing Microsoft Identity as the authentication strategy, we also see the logged-in user on the top right. We can navigate the app and access the different pages such as the counter page and the fetch data page. We also have the option to log out using the logout button on the top right of the app. One of the issues with the current implementation is that when starting the app, we are instantly redirected to the login page. In some cases, it might be the desired behavior. However, for my use case, I wanted to make the homepage available for everyone and let the user authenticate when clicking on a login button. We need to make a few code changes to achieve that. First, let's open the program.cs file. On line 22, we see the fallback policy set to the default policy. That line is what makes all incoming requests authorized according to the default policy. We remove this line to inactivate this configuration. Next, we open the counter page and add the authorize attribute. We also do the same for the Fetch Data page. I start the application and make sure I'm logged out of my account. As you can see, we now see the home page. Remember, we added the Authorize attribute on the counter page and the Fetch Data page, but not on the index page. When we try to navigate to the counter page, we get a message that we are not authorized to access this page. The same happens when we try to navigate to the Fetch Data page. Now, let's log in again to see if we get access to those two pages. I logged in, and as you can see, we can now navigate to the counter and the Fetch Data pages again. The basic requirements are met. However, we want to further improve the user experience. The not authorized text on the app when accessing a non-authorized route isn't pretty. Instead, we only want to show the menu items for the counter and the Fetch Data pages to authorized users. We open the nav menu component and add the following code snippet. We add an authorized view component including an authorized section. Everything inside this component will only be rendered when a user is authenticated. If you want to show something else for unauthenticated users, you could do that using the not authorized component. For this use case, we only need to put the two authenticated pages inside the authorized component. We start the app one more time. We are logged in and we see all three menus on the left, and navigating to each page is possible. Now let's log out to see the app as a non-authenticated user. As you can see, all we see is the home page and the home menu item on the left. There is much more about Microsoft Identity than shown in this tutorial. However, by following this tutorial, you'll be able to create a Blazor Server application and authenticate Azure AD users. We created a brand new Blazor Server application using Visual Studio and its default Blazor Server template. And we selected Microsoft Identity as the authentication strategy. Next, we went through the Microsoft Identity configuration and set up a new app registration. We also configured the Blazor Server app to use that app registration. We then allowed unauthenticated users to display the homepage, and we restricted parts of the menu to only be shown to authenticated users. Let me know if you have any questions about it in the comments below. And make sure to like the video, subscribe for more .NET content, and I will see you in the next video.